What's up, everybody? Silas back again with another video. So today I'm going to be talking with you guys about something that has to do more with nutrition. It's simple chemical imbalances that are caused by eating of certain types of foods. So let's dive right into it. So chemical imbalances, obviously, as I discussed in the previous video, can be caused by overeating of certain types of foods. So today I'm going to be breaking down more of what that means, certain types of foods to avoid, chemicals that are in foods that we eat that are processed that we should avoid, etc., etc. So foods that are poor for brain health. So when you are eating really processed foods, it is affecting your brain, and it's affecting organs in your body, your liver, your kidneys, lungs, stomach, pancreas. All these things are affected by preservatives that we eat in processed foods. So foods that are poor for brain health: sugary drinks, obviously, Pepsi, Coke, sodas, hot chocolate, chocolate milk, Gatorade, things like that. People, they're really not healthy at all. Our bodies can't process the sugars at all. Refined carbs, refined carbohydrates are essentially just found in fast foods and heavy breads, processed breads. Our bodies have trouble recognizing what those foods are, so a lot of it is stored away or processed incorrectly in our bodies. Our bodies can't put there's no building blocks in the refined carbs. Our bodies have no way to utilize that energy properly. Trans fats, heavy foods. So trans fats, saturated fats, they're exactly what they sound like. They're very densely compacted fats that our bodies have a very hard time processing as well, burning off. Like, saturated fats are almost impossible for our body to process on their own unless we're exercising to burn it off. Processed foods, obviously, goes right hand in hand with all that stuff. Has a lot of, unnecessary chemicals. Let's see, there's a couple of them. Dangerous preservatives in processed foods. So let's talk about that. Calcium chloride, titanium dioxide, corn syrup, aspartame, trans fats, food coloring, sodium nitrate, magnesium glutamate, potassium bromate, which is enriched flour, but magnesium glutamate is MSG. Food coloring, obviously, that is detrimental to the health. It's like red dye 40, things like that. Our bodies can't process because it's a completely foreign substance. Our brains and our bodies can't function on it. It's not an actual type of fuel or energy that natural foods bring. Calcium chloride, the one that I talked about first, is actually found in most waters, most bottled waters. For example, Dasani or Poland Spring, things like that, they all have calcium chloride in them. And calcium chloride does actually dehydrates your body and can cause irritation to your organs, to your throat. It can affect your mood negatively. It can cause cancers. It's significantly bad and poor for your health, and it is actually very common in a lot of the foods that we eat and a lot of the drinks that we drink, especially drinks. So buy yourself a Brita filter and drink clean, pure water. Don't drink tap, and don't drink Dasani or this bottled water that more often than not has traces of plastic chemicals and calcium chloride in it. Processed foods can cause cancer because of the amount of preservatives and things of that nature actually create stress proteins in our bodies. When there's high amounts of stress protein in the body, it can actually form tumors, from what I've heard and from what I understand. So that can be extremely detrimental to our health. So the reason we need to eat healthy is really to avoid this natural chemical imbalance that can happen in our bodies. It's actually not natural at all. It's very much unnatural because of the processed foods that we choose to eat. When you go and you're making these choices on what you're eating, it is adding a snowball effect to your health and wellness, your mental health. So if you eat fast food every day for a week, you're gonna feel like complete garbage at the end of the week. I mean, that's probably incredibly obvious. So other types of foods that can cause chemical imbalances in the brain, or foods that are, you know, raise different chemical like amounts in the brain. So for example, when you're eating foods high in sugar, I discussed this in the previous video, actually raises your estrogen levels, which can in turn almost double the amount of fat that you're putting on your body depending on what you're eating. And so it is very, very easy to reverse progress that you have made even in your mental health. When you're eating really, really healthy, if you eat something unhealthy, it is very easy to backtrack. And so the key is consistency. The key is discipline. The key is knowing and keeping an eye on what you put inside of your body, and being aware of the chemicals that are going into you, and realizing that, hey, this stuff will mess me up. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll be diving more into this probably within the next couple videos, more in depth about the types of hormones that we're exposed to with these types of foods and how they affect our body separately. And also I'm going to be talking to you guys about foods that can help level out these hormones, superfoods, things like that, antidepressant foods, you know, because there's a lot of negatives, but there's also a lot of positives that we can do to try to fix the way we feel. So that's that.